Hi, today I'm making something called Fudge Puddles. It's basically a peanut butter cookie baked in a mini muffin tin with a chocolate filling. And I'm making a double recipe, but I'll give you the regular recipe as we go here. It's a half cup of butter, a half cup of peanut butter, a half cup of brown sugar, and a half cup of white sugar. And I'm going to put that on the mixer, and we're going to beat the crap out of that. And then we'll go from there and add the rest of the ingredients. Let's see if I can get my paddle on. It's going to get a little loud. Okay, when you've got it all nice and creamy, we're going to add 1 egg, or since I'm doubling, I'm going to add 2. And then we'll beat that up. You'll need to stop the mixer every once in a while and scrape it down. Make sure you get it all mixed up good. And then we'll beat it till it's nice and creamy for about another minute or so. And when you have it beat up all nice and creamy for about 45 seconds to a minute, just so that it's nicely mixed, I'm going to add, I've added half teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of baking soda, half teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to mix that in. And then we're going to add 2.5 cups of flour to this. You can use partial whole wheat, you can use all whole wheat, whatever your little heart desires. I'm just using regular all-purpose, but we'll mix in the spices and stuff first. And my batter was still a little too wet, so I added what would be for you would be a 1/4 cup of flour. You don't want it too thin, you want it so that you can scoop it. So I've got my oven preheated to 350. I've got my muffin tins. I sprayed them with a little bit of non-stick spray, although the tin is supposed to be non-stick, but we'll kind of help that out a bit. I've got a tablespoon cookie scoop that I'm using. You can just use a household tablespoon to kind of scoop them in, and what I'll do is just flatten the balls down a little bit, and we'll flatten them more when they come out of the oven. It just kind of gets them down in there. I'll finish getting these scooped up, and then we'll put them in the oven, and we're going to bake them. Let's see. We're going to bake them for 9 to 10 minutes. Thereabouts. Everybody's oven's different. I would recommend starting to check them around 8 minutes. And then we'll show you when they're done. Okay, these took about 10 minutes. They're still pretty soft in the middle. They're going to fall a little bit. You're going to need to take something, a spoon of some sort. Usually the melon baller works good, and you want to just flatten them down in the middle, because that's where your fudge puddle. You can, as I said, you can use a regular teaspoon. You can try whichever end you want. So my double batch, I got about 3.5 dozen. So I'd say you'll probably get about 1.5 dozen from the regular batch. And what I've done is, after I've taken them out of the oven and they've sat for about 5 minutes, I've taken just a regular table knife and very gently go around the edges and just loosen them up. And then let them finish cooling. And once they're cooled, we're going to make the fudge, which is in the top of a double boiler. I put a 12-ounce package of semi-sweet chocolate chips and a 14-ounce can of condensed milk. And you're just going to cook this over low in the double boiler until the chips are completely melted. And then we'll fill the cups and we'll pick it up there. So when this is all, the chocolate chips and the condensed milk are all melted together and smooth, you just take a teaspoonful and fill your little